What is up, interwebs? Nick from Gorley Records here, at it again with another video for you. So I'm about a month into the launch of my first track on Spotify called Dance With Me. You can click to a link below in the description if you want to hear it. During the course of this month, I've spent a relatively modest amount of money just promoting the track through various services. Some things worked pretty well and some things didn't, so I thought I would just make a video showing my results and sort of things you can maybe avoid so you don't waste a bunch of money like I did, and maybe you'll find some new ways to promote your music that you hadn't thought of before. So just as a quick overview of the channels that we're going to go over that I did use to promote, I used Facebook and Instagram ads, YouTube ads, SubmitHub. I sent out to a mailing list, just an email mailing list. I used Repost by Soundcloud, and I also used Repost Exchange. So you can tell with this promo strategy that I'm not only trying to get Spotify streams, but I'm also trying to get SoundCloud streams as well as YouTube streams. So there's a couple different methods going on here. And just to quickly jump into the numbers of things, which I'll put them right here. So in total, I spent $288.02. And from that money, I got 721 total Spotify streams with 15 followers, 954 SoundCloud streams with 50 followers, 889 YouTube views to my music video, and that music video has only gotten me 1 subscriber according to my analytics. And in total, I had 2,564 streams with 66 followers, and that comes out to about 11 cents per stream with that money spent. Now obviously, before you can promote your track, you need to have it live on streaming services, and my favorite way to do this is through DistroKid. If you're not familiar with DistroKid, it's in my opinion the top tier of music distribution services. It makes it really easy to get your music on Apple, TikTok, all the fun stuff, and it's pretty cheap annually as well. And on the topic of track promotion, one of the key features I think is super useful to use is their hyperfollow feature. So this is a great tool, and it functions similar to like a Linktree or a Solo.io if you're familiar with those, except it's actually included with your DistroKid plan. And it basically creates a landing page with various buttons on it. And so if you share your track, you can share a link directly to your track's or album's hyperfollow page. And it will have links to, you know, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, all the stuff on there you can click directly to. You can also update it with YouTube videos, your social media links, all that stuff. So here's mine, all built out. You can see there's a little preview button to preview tracks, little social media icons, as well as my music video. Then below that, all the links to the different ways you can stream it. And if the track isn't out yet, you can also use it so people can do Spotify pre-saves, and you can use that as well to collect email addresses, which is super useful. We'll dive into email addresses later. So hyperfollow is just a really quick, easy tool to use. It's included with all DistroKid plans. So if you aren't already signed up and using DistroKid, I have a referral link down below and it's also on screen here, that you can use to take 7% off your first year. So you can save some money and make hyperfollow an even cheaper feature to use. And then once your track is published on DistroKid, you're ready to start promoting. And just remember that it takes around 2 weeks for your tracks to go live and appear on all streaming services. So this 2 weeks gives you some time to set up your ads and get your promotion strategy in place. Once your track is live, you also want to make sure you set up your Spotify for Artists page, because this will let you track all of these metrics and see how many streams you're getting and what playlists are coming from. This is also really easy to set up with DistroKid, and it lets you verify your Spotify page, so you get the little blue check mark really easily on your Spotify page, which is very nice. But once your track is live, you're ready to rock. All right, enough of that. On to the ads. All right, so the first campaign I'll focus on is the Facebook and Instagram ads. So I did 2 types of ads for this. The first one was a direct link directly to the Spotify ad. So if you saw the ad and it was like a listen now, that button was a direct link to the Spotify page that the track was at. So there wasn't a need to go to a landing page. Now I ran this type of campaign first specifically because I did want to test something. There have been past reports and rumors that Facebook uses bots or just posts fake clicks into your analytics of your ads to make it look like your ad is working, but in fact, you're not actually getting people to go to what it says. So I just kind of wanted to test to see if this was true or not, just from my own perspective. So for this direct click link ad, I spent $40.79, and from that, it told me that I had 106 clicks. We'll get to that in a second. Which brings the cost per link click to 38 cents. So according to the ad, I got 106 clicks directly to the Spotify song, but I didn't even get anywhere near close to that amount of streams during the time this ad was running. In fact, my Spotify for Artists dashboard tells me that I only got 3 streams to this song during that time span. So I'm not totally certain that this is a valid method. Facebook said I had 106 clicks and Spotify only picked up 3 streams. So I'm not going to draw any more conclusions and just let that speak for itself. And so that brings me to the second Facebook and Instagram ad I ran, which was a link to a landing page that had buttons to click, that then those buttons take you to either Spotify or Apple Music, and anytime somebody clicks those buttons, they're set up as a conversion event with the Facebook pixel, and then it reads as a conversion, and then I'm charged. So it's a little harder for a bot to fake that. So it makes sure that the people that are clicking there are humans and not bots. Now, setting this up is a bit more technical and does require some savvy. I'm not going to dive into it in this video, but if you want to learn how to set up Facebook pixel conversions, just search on YouTube. Maybe eventually I'll have a video on it as well. Well, I will definitely have a video on it eventually as well, in which case there will be a card up there, but right now I don't, so we're just going to keep moving. So with my Facebook conversion campaign set up to a landing page that then links to the Spotify, I spent $87.50, and my button conversions, people that actually clicked the button that went to Spotify or Apple, was $26, meaning that the cost per stream to get somebody to click the button and listen to the track was $3.36 per stream. Yeah, that's a lot to spend just to get a stream. Okay, so these numbers completely blow ass, and I know that. People optimize these campaigns to get down to like 20 cents a stream, sometimes even less, you know, sometimes maybe a little bit more, depending on what you're targeting and how many other people are targeting that same thing, ups the value and stuff. This is the first campaign I run for this landing page I set up for this conversion event. The first time you run them, they're always really expensive, but over time you can optimize them to knock it down. But it does take some time, and it will require a bit of ad spend up front. You're kind of just going to blow your money, spending a lot of money per conversion, but you can use that data to create other audiences from that audience that engaged with it, and you can get it optimized in the future. But your first campaign on this is probably going to suck, but just like mine did. But just know you can optimize it and get it better. It's just going to take time and money, and if you don't have that, then maybe doing this right away isn't the best option. Worth noting, I have run other Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns. In fact, I'm running an email collection campaign, and I'm getting 30 cents for an email sign up. So there's definitely ways to optimize it and get it better. This is just kind of the kicker with Facebook, is you have to spend money up front to save money later and build that data. But the biggest thing here is that unlike the ad I sent that was just sending people directly to Spotify, this said I had 26 conversions, and I in fact did get 26 streams from this ad. So at least the money generated something for me. So the platform I used for promotion was YouTube. I use YouTube in two ways, one to get more music video views and the other to try to get more Spotify streams. So we're going to break into both of those. So starting with the one to get me Spotify streams, this was a skippable ad that appears as a pre-roll before any video. You know the ads, the little 15-second ads, you can press a skip button. So this was one of those ads, and it was just a clip of my music video. And I used the same landing page for my Facebook ads to take to the same landing page where there's buttons to click to Spotify, you know, Apple, all that stuff. And anytime a user clicked one of those buttons, a conversion event was set up with Google to where it tracks the conversion. And so with these ads, I spent $69.90, and from that, I got 13 streams, which is $5.38 per stream. Boy, I am just blowing my money here. Okay, so this didn't work very well, and I'm pretty sure I know some of the key reasons why. First and foremost, you're hitting somebody with an ad to go listen to a Spotify song, and it's a pre-roll ad to a video that they really want to watch. So chances are of pulling them away from that video to go listen to your Spotify track is pretty low. Especially since I was targeting, you know, music genres and stuff, chances are they could be watching somebody else's music video. So why would they take a break to watch the music video they want to go listen to this track that they never heard of until just now and only listen to 15 seconds and then have to click out of that to go to a Spotify to listen to it? It just doesn't make a lot of sense for a consumer to want to do that. And so I don't think a lot of people did that. I still want to mess with this type of like pre-roll ad in the future. But I think it will work better if I'm actually selling like a product like merch, or if I have, you know, some presets or some synths or VSTs to sell and maybe doing some kind of sale. Those are the kind of things I personally click more. I don't know if necessarily trying to get Spotify streams is the best way to do that. It certainly costs a lot per stream, so yeah. The second type of ad I ran on YouTube was just an ad specifically to get more streams for my music video on YouTube. Which, if you want to see the music video, here's a little card up at the top. You can click that little card and go watch my music video. But regardless, I spent on this ad $16.77, and the ad appears, if somebody's like searching for certain types of music or genre, the ad appears as like an ad in the search results. It also appears as like a next up kind of video and like recommended videos on the side and stuff like that. So it kind of just appears all over the place on YouTube. And from that $16.77, I got 870 views, which comes out to an average cost per view of 4 cents. And 4 cents is a pretty standard rate for a YouTube view from what I've found out. I run quite a bit of YouTube ads to promote all my videos and just get more views on my channel, and 4 cents is about what it costs on average per view. And I had my hyperfollow link in the description so people could click to that and then go to whatever streaming service they wanted to listen to the track. But obviously it's harder to track whether that's coming from your YouTube or anywhere else you're sharing the link. So I don't really know how many Spotify streams I got out of it, but again, I was just trying to get views on my music video. So the focus wasn't really Spotify, that was more just like a secondary benefit if somebody clicked it. So again, the point of this was just to get more traffic, and 4 cents per view, that's pretty typical from everything else I've done on YouTube. So I mean, this performed about as I expected, and it's a really quick and easy way to get YouTube views. So if you do have a new music video, I would definitely recommend making a YouTube ad and just quickly getting a bunch of views to your video, because that will help make it trend more and more people will find it organically. And it just gets your views up, get your hours up and everything. So it's just a good way to promote your content, and it's cheap. All right, so the next promotion I ran to get Spotify streams was through SubmitHub. So for those unfamiliar with it, SubmitHub is a website where you can purchase credits, and you can use those credits to pitch your songs to people that have Spotify playlists. And you can search for like certain size of playlists, you know, see how many followers they have. You can search by genre, you can see how your genre matches up to their playlist, and you can write them a message and spend some money to pitch to your track, and if approved, you get added to the playlist, which is pretty cool and nice and easy. And so I thought I'd mess with this and just pitch to a couple playlists. So because I was pretty new to SubmitHub, I started off with a pretty small spend campaign, so I only spent $10 to just buy an initial 10 credits, and with that $10, I pitched to 4 different playlists. You get charged based on how big their playlist is, so the more followers they have on the playlist, the more it costs, the max being, I think, $3 is the max you would spend, and then $1 being the cheapest for the smallest playlist. And so I pitched to some playlists, and I ended up getting featured in just one playlist out of all those. The rest of them I got rejected, which is fine, I didn't do that many. But the one playlist I did get added into, it had a following of 200,000 people, and it only cost $2 to submit to. So I spent $2 and got added to a playlist with 200,000 people that were followers on it, which I thought was pretty cool. And so from that playlist, in 1 month, I got 623 streams. And so because it only cost $10 for my entire campaign, even the failed playlists I didn't get onto, because you gotta factor in your failed amount too into your total. So the cost per stream from the total budget was 1.6 cents. But if I calculate it from just the $2 I spent to get into that playlist and getting all those streams, that only came out to 0.3 cents per stream. Damn, that's cheap. So these numbers are insane. Even if I factor in the $10 budget and, you know, just what I paid total versus how many streams I got, it came out pretty good. Especially if you compare that to, you know, a 20-cent stream like you'd be expecting from a Facebook or Instagram ad. And this is by far the cheapest I got per stream than any other method to get Spotify streams. I was really surprised I could just so easily get into a playlist of 200,000 people. And, you know, it took some time to research. I didn't just randomly spam various playlisters. I took the time to listen to playlists that I really thought I could get featured on. It didn't waste any time just trying to like spend money getting on any random playlist. I really wanted it to be curated on something good, and doing that ensured that the money I spent went as far as possible, and that's why this was so successful. But at the end of the day, just be really honest with your music and listen to the other tracks in the playlist and really decide if yours is up to par with those, because if it's not, then there's no way that the playlister is going to let you in, because they do curate these and they do reject a lot of people. So just know that you should be really modest going in and just be really understanding and humble about your music and make sure that it does fit in with what they're looking for. And if you don't have a SubmitHub already and you're excited about this idea and you want to promote using SubmitHub, then I have a referral link down below you can click just to quickly hop over there and create an account. But you should definitely check it out and add this as part of your strategy. So another method I used to get more Spotify streams, which I was really excited to see how it worked out, was sending out to an email list. Now, no matter what you're doing with your music, or whether you're a producer, an artist, whatever, I'd really recommend that you build an email list. I've been working as a marketer for over a decade, and I can tell you that no matter what the brand or industry or anything that I've worked with, that email lists are pure gold. And the reason why is whatever you're doing to acquire your email address, it's only a one-time fee to acquire that email, but then you can constantly send to that email address. And so the more engagement you get out of that, then the more value you get out of that email acquisition. And this is one of the really nice things about that hyperfollow feature that I mentioned with DistroKid earlier, is that you can generate email addresses on your pre-saves and start building an email list. And there's a slurry of strategies of acquiring emails, but for now we're just gonna focus on the promotion I sent to my mailing list. So I only started building my list probably about a month and a half ago. And so coming into the launch of the track, it was a pretty new email list. And so at the time I only had 236 recipients. And I sent it out to everybody, and I ended up with 5 clicks to my Spotify and 1 click to my Soundcloud. So obviously not a lot of streams, but as that number goes up, from my email list, you know, those stream clicks will go higher and higher as well. But regardless, obviously these aren't the best numbers out of the gate, but this was the first time I engaged these subscribers. And the nice thing about having an email is you can use it to market other things as well. So aside from releases, if I have new merch or like new freebies or new cheat sheets, you know, new presets, whatever I have, or promoting other artists, because I do want to do a lot of collaboration work and promote other artists as well, I can use that email list to just keep engaging people, to just keep sending traffic to whatever it is I'm trying to promote. So an email list over time is really, really valuable. And it's just a one-time cost to acquire, then you have that email to just keep emailing. Obviously you don't want to spam them because they will just unsubscribe, and that's fucking annoying, so don't do that. But be tactful and share useful content that people want to listen to, that you think they'll engage with. So as mentioned at the beginning of this video, on top of getting Spotify streams, I was also trying to get SoundCloud streams as well and mess with some promo channels for that as well. So the two services I used to do paid promotions was Repost by SoundCloud and Repost Exchange. Repost by SoundCloud is a tool that SoundCloud users can use to book promotions for their music. You can also use it to monetize your music on SoundCloud. So if you don't already have that set up, you either have to pay 30 bucks a year, or if you're a SoundCloud Pro member, you can just set it up. It's part of your plan. But you can turn on monetization for your tracks so you can make money per stream just like Spotify and everything else. So I would definitely recommend doing that. If you're trying to grow your SoundCloud audience, I would recommend having SoundCloud Pro. You get a lot of analytics and features that are really helpful to tell how you're tracking and how you're doing. But obviously the SoundCloud Pro Unlimited costs like 120 bucks a year or something like that. So it might not be worth it for a lot of people, but I have a personal goal to keep growing my SoundCloud, so I invested in it just because I want to actually grow that space. And Repost by SoundCloud does offer other services as well, such as playlist pitching and like music distribution. But as far as I can tell with them, I've tried some of the playlist pitching and stuff, and the distribution, it's kind of just meh. I wouldn't really recommend it. I would stick with like DistroKid for distribution personally. DistroKid just offers way more cooler features to help you promote and share your track, and has a lot of really useful tools that Repost by SoundCloud doesn't have yet that are really valuable. So for right now, we're just gonna focus on just the promotion part of it to spend money to get listens for your track. So I signed up for a plan that was $50 for 2,500 impressions, and I ended up stopping this before it could finish, and you'll see why in a sec. So in total, I only actually spent $40.56, and of that, I had 2,028 impressions, which that's just the track showing up. If people scroll by it, whether they click it or not, it counts as an impression. And then from those impressions, I only got 57 interactions, which is combined both listens and likes. And so that came out to 71 cents per interaction. So I thought 71 cents per interaction was pretty expensive for SoundCloud, personally. Going in, I knew the promotion was $50 for max 2,500 impressions. I knew up front that that was a horrible deal, but I thought maybe these like SoundCloud impressions were like super good and maybe they had a really high conversion rate and that they get you a lot of interactions, but this really didn't turn out to be the case. I mean, I was getting listens, but I wasn't getting any other data other than that. Most people really weren't engaging with the track in any way, didn't really get any followers out of it. So that was kind of lame, but they have lowered this price since then. So now instead of $50 for 2,500 impressions, now it's $10 for 1,000 impressions. They just made that change recently. So if I made this campaign today, my campaign would have gotten 5,000 impressions instead of 2,500, and that also would have halved all the costs of my campaign. So my interaction rate would have been 36 cents per interaction instead. But this is still a lot for a platform that doesn't pay out that much. But SoundCloud also did just announce that their payout system has changed, and it's a whole new structure now, and it's supposed to pay out more per stream. I'll find out if that's true or not. I have data from before, and April's when it kicked in, so I get my April statement in like 2 months. So I'll let you know if that actually changed much or not. And while I did feel like this was a waste of money, and I wouldn't recommend doing one of these promotions just if you have a limited amount of budget, but I do want to mess with this in the future and see with the new pricing, if maybe it's a little more bang for your buck, maybe try with a different genre of track, maybe try with a different track title, you know, just kind of see what works, what doesn't. I haven't ruled it out yet, but it is kind of expensive and not the best bang for your buck. All right, the other SoundCloud promotion I did was through Repost Exchange, and I'm glad to say it went a hell of a lot better than Repost by SoundCloud's promotion. So Repost Exchange is a website where you can purchase credits, and then you can spend these credits on campaigns which incentivize other people to repost your SoundCloud track onto their SoundCloud profiles so you can get more listens, followers, likes, and all that fun stuff. And the amount you spend per repost is dependent on the person's following. So if they have a larger following, it's going to cost more credits to have them repost your track, and a smaller following is cheaper to get them to repost your track. So my total spend for my campaigns was I spent 774 credits, which comes out to about $22.50 if you're buying credits in the cheaper tier. If you buy more credits at one time, it gets cheaper per credit, but this is just the cheapest tier, it's $22.50. And from that, I got 954 streams, 58 likes, 76 reposts, 16 comments, and about 50 followers. So all those interactions come out to about 2 cents per interaction. Wow. All right, so that's a really cheap interaction rate. So if you're looking to increase your SoundCloud following, Repost Exchange actually is a really good place to do this, I found out. And the nice thing about running your campaign is you're only charged if somebody reposts your track. So if you make a campaign and spend 1,000 credits and nobody reposts your track, you'll get refunded all of those credits. So you don't just blow your money if people don't like your track. And this is a really cheap cost per interaction. I mean, 2 cents, I mean, we paid 71 cents for an interaction on Repost by SoundCloud. So that is just an astronomical difference. This is a really effective way to promote your music. I mean, I'm definitely going to be using Repost Exchange going forward. And I actually still am actively doing campaigns on Repost Exchange because it is such an easy way to get streams and listens and followers and engagement on your SoundCloud. So all in all, I learned quite a bit. And I am going to be using all of these tools in the future. None of these tools I went through are off the list. Some of them require more optimization. Some of them maybe I just missed the bar on, but I'm going to keep trying all these things because they all are really proven promotion channels. So hopefully if you're about to spend some money on ads, this video was helpful to you. I'm also curious to know if there's other tools that you've used that I didn't cover that have helped to get you a lot of streams. And if you have, please comment down below. I'm always curious to find new promotion strategies and share them with everybody. I will be making more videos in the future for promotion strategy for music, so if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that little bell button, and stick around for more. And as always, stay beautiful.